Hey everybody, this is Nick from thebeardedhousewife.com, the blog and the YouTube channel that shows you simple ways to craft your house into a home. Today I want to show you this really fun card that I have. I got this idea when I was browsing through Pinterest for different wedding ideas. That combined with the fact that I've been playing around with some of my easel cards, but let me show you what I came up with. It has this little cute gift box. Open up the lid and look at how pretty that is. I'm calling this my side easel wedding card. Go ahead and take it out of the box and look at all that sparkle. Isn't it so pretty? I love all this lace detail, which was hand drawn, by the way. You flip it over and then there's plenty of room for you to leave your message. And it stands up. Your recipient can just have it out on their table or as a display item in like a curio cabinet or something. I just think this is so pretty and can be customized using any colors, any wedding colors or any kind of colors that coordinate with the party or the theme. I'm going to pop it back into the box and let me show you how to make it. First, let's talk about the paper that I'm going to be using. And for the card base and for the box, I'm using the white smooth cardstock from Colorbach. This is my usual cardstock that I use when I can't find the white Cricut cardstock. If you're going to be making the box though, I would recommend something a little bit heavier, like 100 pound, 110 pound. Now for the glitter here, I'm using Colorbach again, primary glitter cardstock. I actually picked this up at Meijer. There isn't a link that I could find from Amazon, but I did link something for your convenience in the description below. And then the pattern paper I'm using is from Echo Park Paper Company. It's the Wedding Bliss 6x6 paper pad. It's so pretty. It has so many different wedding themes. So that's what I'm going to be using. So let's go ahead and start making this card. Okay, so first we need to get the free SVG from my blog. So here we are at thebeardedhousewife.com. We're going to head to the Resource Library tab. If you don't have access to my free file library, you can click Get Access. You'll fill out a form and be emailed the password. But for now, we're going to go ahead to enter the library. Type in the password and hit Enter. And you're brought to the files. Now you want to find right here at the top number 90, or if you're watching this video later it will be a little bit below, but it's number 90. Click on that hyperlink, download it to your computer, unzip the zip file, and then we can go ahead and open up Design Space. Alright, here we are in a new project in Design Space. We're going to head to Upload, Upload Image, and then Browse. And we're going to find where we downloaded the file onto our computer, but I do want to show you that the file comes in two different versions. One is a cut version, one is a pen version. This relates to the congratulations sentiment that is included. If you prefer your Cricut to draw the sentiment out, select the pen version. If you want to cut it from cardstock, then select the cut version. Hit open. And then upload. Highlight that file and then click Insert Image and it will bring it into our canvas. Now we need to come up and ungroup the entire design. And first things first, we need to change some score lines. So scroll down to where you find the outer card layer. This is the layer with the lace on it. Highlight that top line and change it to score under the operation. Highlight the group that it's on and then press attach. Now we're going to browse down and we're going to find the box pieces. Highlight that score line, change it to score, highlight the group, and then hit attach. And now for the box base, highlight the score lines, come up to operation, change it to score, highlight the group, and then hit attach. Now for this version, like I said, I'm using the pen version, so I'm going to be changing this to a draw line. So highlight the text, change it to pen. You can change the color to whichever color you prefer. I'm using black. Highlight that group and then hit attach. That's all we have to do. Go ahead and click Make It. And then you'll see the different matte previews. You can scroll down to Continue. Alright, now like I said, I am using a medium weight cardstock along with some glitter cardstock. You can choose your materials accordingly. And now we're ready to go ahead and start getting cutting. Alright, to complete this project, we're going to need our green standard grip cutting mat, all of our different cardstocks, our scoring wheel or scoring stylus, our weeding tool just in case, glue, Cricut scraper, Cricut brayer, a hot glue gun with glue sticks, foam adhesive tabs, and then your embellishments. Again, all this stuff is listed below. I'm going to go ahead and get everything cut out, and I will see you when everything's all done. Okay, everything's all cut out. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, you're going to want to take the outer card layer, this is the layer with the lace, and very carefully pinch the fold along the score line. Set it front side down. Grabbing my Cricut scraper and go ahead and burnish the fold line. You can use a bone folder if you have it. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and open up the card. Take your glue. And you're going to add glue to the inside portion of the lace. By the inside, I mean when you open up the card, that inside portion. You can either use your art glitter glue or a glue that you have the precision tip, or a little trick that you can use. If you spread some glue on your hand and kind of spread it out so that it's even, and then kind of fan the lace portion on top of that, it will spread the glue onto the lace in a nice even layer, and then you can just make sure to wipe off your hand before you continue, or let it dry and just peel it off. Okay, that looks good. Now you can take your cover panel, in my case this is the glitter cardstock, and just place that on top of the glue. You want the pretty side to be facing out. Just making sure that the score line is not covered and that everything is laying as it should. Yep, it looks pretty good. Go ahead and close the card, press the fold, carefully give everything a good press too. Alright, that looks good. I just love how the glitter makes the lace really pop. Okay, next we're going to open up the card and we're going to assemble the inside Matten layers. So take the layer, flip it over, Add adhesive or glue to the back. And place that on top of its corresponding mat. Give it a good press. Now you can flip the mat over. Add glue or adhesive to the back of that. And then place that on the inside of the card. When you are placing this on the inside, there's going to be a very thin white border around the mat. This just finishes the card off as well as leaves enough room along the score line. Because if it gets too close to the score line or you cover it up, you're going to get some weird bulging and you don't want that. Give it a nice press with your hand. Make sure that everything closes the way we want it. Looks like I missed a couple pieces of the lace. There we go. All right, now we're going to take one of the circle cutouts that I have. I gave you two different sizes depending on the size of your embellishments. I'm using the smaller version here because I have these little satin rose ribbons. This circle cutout is what's going to be your stopper for your easel card. So go ahead and grab your foam squares and place one on the back side of whichever size circle cutout you're going to be using. And then we can go ahead and set that aside because we need to kind of train our lace portion because we want that to curve. So in order to do that, you're going to want to just gently take your hands and, or your fingers rather, and form the curve. You see what I'm doing? I'm kind of letting the card run through my fingers while adding a little bit of pressure to help it bend the way that we want it to. There we go. See? Okay, that looks good. Now you can go ahead and take your circle cutout, peel the other backing, the other paper backing away from the foam square, and place that on the inside of the card. I'm placing it about an inch, maybe a little bit further from the right side of the card. Obviously, the further left that you place it, the higher the dome is going to be, or the curve rather is going to be. There we go. See? And that helps it stand up. All right. Just going to let that dry for a second. We can go ahead and take our sentiment layer and the mat, put that together. I'm going to add some glue to the back of the congratulations layer. Add that to the mat. And I'm going to be using some foam squares for this to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and place the foam squares on either end. I'm going to remove the paper backing. Make sure to close the easel card so you know where to place the sentiment. I'm just going to place that in the way that I want it to. That looks good. All right. Now what I should have done before I put the sentiment layer on is to add the back Matten layer. So go ahead and add glue and adhesive to the back of this layer. This white cardstock square right here is where you're going to be putting your message. Place that on top of the mat. Add glue to the back of the mat and then place it into place. And just like the front, there is going to be a very thin white border all along the mat. Okay guys, I just realized that I did not turn my glue gun on when I started this video. So we are going to just set the card aside for a second while my glue gun warms up. I'll go ahead and make the gift box too while we're waiting for that to warm up. So you're going to want to take your patterned paper piece, add glue to the back side of it. You can see I had a little bit of rippage there. Rippage, is that a word? Oh well, I used it. Add that to the lid. There we go. Now you're going to want to fold along the score lines. Make sure that you burnish them really well, as as the little tabs. All right, now we can take our glue, add glue to the tabs. I'm just going to go ahead and do all four at the same time. And then form the corner of each side of the lid. And now we have the lid. You're going to go ahead and repeat the same process for the box base. And now we have our box. All right, back to the card. My glue gun is nice and hot, so I'm going to start attaching the little satin rose ribbons to the circle cutout. I'm going to add one or two, I'm not quite sure yet, next to the sentiment. And then I'm also going to add the green foliage behind the circle cutout and the sentiment to add a little bit of color and a little bit of contrast between the flower and then the pattern paper. I'm going to put this on high speed, so just sit back and enjoy. All right, here we go. Isn't that just so pretty? I just love it. And back is where we have the room for our message. Place that right in the gift box. Close the lid and you are ready to go. Here's a little bit of a close-up for you to see how that glitter catches the light. So pretty. Room for a message there. It really turned out nice. Go ahead and place that in the gift box. I'm going to grab my test cut here. This was done with my wedding colors, most of them anyway. I used metallic Cricut poster board in a copper finish, and then used the dark navy blue for the inside layer. Just so pretty, and I love how you can change it up. Now this would be, the gift box would be pretty with some tissue paper and then some ribbon around it to seal it and then give it. I'm not quite sure about mailing it in the mail. You might have to use one of those bubble mailers. But I hope that you liked this video. If you did, make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Head on over to my blog, beardedhousewife.com, for lots more Cricut tutorials, lots more card tutorials. Until next time, bye-bye.